Alrighty, we're live. GM guys, how we doing?
Doing great, and you? I am I'm very hungover, guys. I
Are
might
you
have to
really?
log off early. In
Sunday,
this lovely market.
Sunday drinking fish.
Yeah, I had a like an outdoor day party.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Was the weather nice?
Yeah, it was not bad. Started off sunny, got a little bit colder near the end of the day, but it was fine.
Nice. Well, hopefully that doesn't fog your analysis at all. Looks like we're finally starting to get
Pull
the
back.
pullback that you were calling for last week.
Yeah, so I haven't actually done my analysis for this week, so we'll do it just live, right now in real time. So okay, here we go. Last time on Thursday, I said I marked out these lows, right? The ones in pink. And I said that you see everything is like a successive higher low here. Higher low, higher low, higher low. So each time it came down, it didn't take, you have all these like stop losses built up where the pink lines are. I said that if we do get a pullback, it could do this, just like take everyone out all in one go. And I still think that is my thesis. Um, Right now, we are pulling back, and I'm actually kind of annoyed because on Thursday or Friday, I took a short around the 96.5 level, and I put my stop loss quite tight. I think I had it like here. So it literally went above my stop loss, stopped me out, and I thought to myself, okay, never mind. I'll just wait until it hits this 98K level, which is like circled here, and it just never went back. So I'm actually not short, even though I've been saying that I'll be looking for shorts all week. I have missed a short currently, so kind of annoyed by that. But it is what it is. It happens. My short zone got front run. So let's kind of look. Let's do like our our process and see what happened. What levels we should be looking at next. So we have a daily level marked out here. We have a weekly POC that's important. That's 96.2. Um, so yeah, I think right now we've also hit a daily level here. Yeah, we're currently hitting it. Um, if I if we do bounce, I'd probably do expect a bounce here. Whether it makes a higher high or a lower high, that remains to be seen. But right now, I will be looking to short. I've been looking to short at 96.2 if we get there. And I'm hoping it does, because if we get up there, I'll definitely short it. Most likely. Depends what the order flow shows. Um, and I think the people will probably defend these stop losses, these lows, especially this last one. I expect bulls to try and defend this one, which is 91.6. But you can see here you have like this massive gap here, and this one, this light blue one, hasn't been tapped yet. So that's probably like a good area to look for to TP if you're short. Um, I mean, I would do partial TPs. So let's just mark it out here. So we get the 96.2. I'll probably take a short. Just judging by the reaction also when we get there. I'll put the stop loss higher just because it can also go high, you don't know. And I will definitely like I think my eventual TP will be, you know, probably low 80s, like 82.4. But definitely I will probably do partials along the way too. Now, where do we look for longs, right? I think I would not look for longs, honestly, until at least 85. Um, that's what I'm thinking. And actually, right now, how like if we look back on a higher time frame, right? Zoom out a little bit, you know, just remove these so we have less clutter. Um, right now we've like this is the 4 hour chart, right? And we've now made a lower high. So on this way up, everyone was like, oh, the low is in, the low is in. But it's still possible to do this, guys. To, like, make a lower low. We cannot rule that out. And that would really mess with a lot of people's heads, especially the guys who TP'd here. Oh, sorry, who entered here long and thought to themselves, "Man, I had a generational long entry." And some people are very, very stubborn, right? They think if their entry is so good, they're like, okay, all-time high now. And they just refuse to TP up here, and they're just waiting for like at least 110K before the TP. But no one ever thinks like, oh, actually, this could be a lower high. It looks like it is making a lower high. And therefore, we might be heading down for even lower lows. Um, it doesn't have to do that, but it can still it can still just do this, for example. It can just go like this and make a lower low, sorry, higher low. I think I think this next pullback we get will really decide whether we are still in the bull market or whether we have entered a bear market. And what would tip me in the favor? Like, obviously, if we make a lower low, then that makes me think maybe we're leaning towards a bear market, right? But you can only know that when we get there. Before we get there, though, I think what would tip me more in favor of a bear or bull market is how we get there. This is very much like Elliott wave analysis, but the character of a wave, you know, even if you go down, um, you can go down very impulsively like this, boom, or you can go down what they call correctively, and that will be like that. Maybe come up a little bit down. So how we move down will give us clues to tell us whether we are still in a bull market or heading towards a bear market.
Would impulsively be more leaning towards a bull or a bear?
So impulsive, like let's think about it from an upward move, right? So let me just find another a blank slate so I can show you guys. So in Elliott theory, let's just talk about up waves, right? So an impulsive wave is like this: one, two, three, four, five. Okay, and there's like rules. So they say, sorry, let's just draw it. So one, like that. So they say like for a wave to be considered an impulsive wave, wave four cannot enter to the territory of wave one, which is not. So if it was doing this, for example, that is not an impulsive wave. It's broken that rule. And the third wave, which is this wave, cannot be the shortest. This is not a very good representation, but I think this wave one is the shortest here. Usually wave three is the longest, but it can never be the shortest. So that's considered a impulsive wave. And actually, when you do go up, you can also go up in a corrective way as well. What would be a corrective wave? Basically, any wave that is not impulsive is considered corrective wave. So you can do something like this, like one, two, three. Like this would be very corrective. And this is where like elite wave traders shine, because most people, they think, oh, it's going up, it must be bullish. Oh, it's going down, it must be bearish. But the elite wave specialist will look at it and be like, hey, that's actually not an impulsive wave, that's actually a corrective wave. And therefore, this could be just all one kind of bear trap. So if we look at it the other way, if we are in a bear market, then I would expect this next leg down to be very impulsive. Like it would abide by the rules here. If it was corrective, then it tells me this is still a bull market, and yeah, things are going good. And that's it for now. Let's look at other things. So order books. Um, yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of asks and bids on both sides. I think right now we're skewing. Before over the weekend, we were skewing ask side. That's why everything moved down a bit. But now we're probably skewing bid side. which is why we're not like fully moving down quickly yet. And let's come to here, order flow. So this is like OI. And actually we've unwound a lot of OI. So you see here, I mentioned like last week that we went up from 131,000 Bitcoin to 143,000 Bitcoin, which is like a lot of Bitcoins. That's like 12,000 Bitcoins, which is at current price worth 1.1 billion of OI. So on this move up here, right, we had a increase of we have an increase of 1.1 billion of open interest. And actually we've now unwinded a lot of it. So this is actually looking conducive for another move up. Now let's look at the order flow from a different perspective. So I'd like to use exo charts. And you see here that like that move up from 94 to 97K was driven primarily by shorts getting squeezed. And as we came down over the weekend, I think people were shorting, some people were longing, but it's mostly just longs closing. Okay, some shorts are getting aggressive here. When we got close to 94K, yeah, there's shorting here, nothing really happening here, some shorting here. And now we have some longs coming in. These are retail longs. So right now, I don't like. I think the move is done for now. Like, if you miss the short, I would not short here. I would not enter. Let me just delete all this stuff first. I personally think that, yeah. So if you miss a short, you definitely don't want to be shorting here. I think some people who scalp, they might even be tempted to long here just to play like the $1,000 or $2,000 move up. But right now, especially with the order book so tight, I can just see a lot of consolidation for now. So kind of like this. Maybe even lean towards a little bit up just because it seems like the bears are a little bit more aggressive than the bulls. But it's not like data that I would be actioning on right now. It's been hard because I was like vocally kind of all week last week. I was like, yeah, I think we could. I'm like choppy, leaning slightly bullish, but I still wouldn't long because I'm looking for a short. Then when I finally did short, I got stopped out and it finally moved down. That's the difference between a trader and an analyst, sorry, is like you can be right, but actually, being right is like only part of the equation. So what I suggest right now and what I'll be doing actually is just waiting. I can see things moving up a little bit, and I'll just be waiting for this 96K area to hit before entering a short. And then for longs, I'll be looking at 85 minimum. I don't think I want to touch anything until we get there.
Also, we mentioned this last week, but the FOMC is this week, and I think I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if we chop up until. I mean, usually the day of FOMC usually has a little bit of fuckery where everyone who's trying to get positioned right before it will get stopped out.
yeah.
But I think depending on how that meeting comes out, I think that might be the news factor that determines where we're going next.
Yeah, so this is the calendar for this week too. We've already had PMI. Actually, PMI was slightly high. Interesting. But Wednesday's a big one. So we have the federal funds rate, the FOMC statements, and actually the most important event of that night is actually the press conference because the fund rate is like already priced in, guys. No one's like no surprise is going to be there, and so is the statement. But the FOMC press conference is usually where people will be really reading in between the lines of what Jay Powell says and try to get an idea of how many more rate cuts they can expect for the rest of this year. So I like to use what's called CME FedWatch. There we go. So this is actually a pretty cool website. It can kind of tell you what they expect for the subsequent FOMC meetings, right? So the next one is on Wednesday, 7th May. The current rate is 4.25 to 4.5%. And you can see here like 96% chance of not changing and only 4% chance of a rate cut. So most likely we're not going to get a rate cut. And that's probably priced in already. Of course, if we do get a rate cut, that is not priced in and the markets will just go ballistic. But I highly doubt that. I think this is actually pretty accurate. And so what I like to do also is like look at the last one of the year, which is December 10th, 2025. And this will give you an idea of what people are thinking about for the rest of the year. So you can see here that the largest probability is about 3.5 to 3.75%, which is probably at least it's at least 3 rate cuts, maybe 4 rate cuts. And that's what people are thinking. Um, yeah, these probabilities change, but that's kind of like what is consensus right now. There's also another thing to factor in is like Liberation Day was last month, and this is the first FOMC since. So, for sure, Jerome Powell will probably say a few things about that. And also, um, in subsequent data releases, we'll start to see the effects of the tariffs, right? Like we'll start to see if it's actually growing the economy, if it's helping inflation, helping jobs, etc., etc. But yeah, other
Big
than that,
week.
that's like my analysis for the week. Um, yeah, I'm bearish, guys. Like I think that we are finally getting the pullback, but I'm not gonna long here. I think maybe we can still, make another move up to grab liquidity and then go down more. That's what I'm thinking. But I do think that Wednesday, so FOMC is important because also historically it's always marked the local tops and bottoms. So back in December, I think 18th, that FOMC actually marked the top. So definitely like, this is going to be a big week, guys. I'm expecting things to go down. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll have to see. It could be good. It could be good. Like I don't want to get too much don't want to get stuck in too much of a single bias. It's important to also be open and to be open to the possibility that you might be wrong as well.
Yeah, I feel like we've said this for a couple like weeks worth of streams in a row, but it feels like we're at like a knife's edge moment where really depends on how this week plays out before we get the real picture of where we're going.
Yeah, I mean, I can also see reasons for like it going up as well. I'm still annoyed that it front run 98K. I think that would have been a great short. Um, yeah, I think also like from a sentiment point of view, this whole move up was kind of a hate rally. Like people did not believe in it. Even I didn't believe in it. And that could be also one extra factor of confluence to tell you, oh, actually, we might be moving up again. Um, but I tend to not use sentiment too much in my analysis just because it is very noisy.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to decipher how much of the sentiment you think you're analyzing is your own sentiment versus what you think everyone else is actually thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on AVAX lot, every day is like, it feels like it's going to be low, like the low's in. But yeah, anyways,
The Bitcoin
that is
dominance is
my
still going
analysis for
up.
the day. Sorry, Nasta.
I was about to say the Bitcoin dominance is still going up, so it's not just AVAX, all the altcoins in the market that are just bidding.
Oh yeah, it's true.
I think it's at 65% now.
Yeah, I did say this before, like we're at this level now, which has proven to be resistance. Let's go to weekly. So yeah, we're going back to like a really old level, all the way back to 2021. I mean, I thought that it might reject off here and then come down, but it hasn't. It's just keep on going up. I think probably people are looking next at 70%. I see. I'm gonna set alert for 70%. And USDT dominance, that's also good. I like to use this one. It's kind of looking like it's forming a bottom here. Yeah, that's it for now, guys.
For anyone who is doing like more like day trading and stuff right now, USDT dominance has been like the perfect signal for the past week. If you're on like lower time frames, it's just been ranging back and forth. Here, I'll pull up my chart, or you can pull it up on yours if you want. But
Yeah, even after that move up on Friday when Bitcoin went from 94 to 97, I don't think alts did that well, right? They kind of just ranged even more. Yeah. ETH is at 1800. The thing is, like, people will look at this kind of structure and be like, "Ooh, distributed top," like this kind of structure here. You see this impulse move, and then like, "Oh, this is like distributed top," and it's not necessary. It can range just for a long time, and whether it breaks out to the upside or downside, it usually depends on, um, which side gets more aggressive. If people just start mega shorting all the time, then I can see things just moving up against them and them getting squeezed out. Are there some alts I should look at?
let me see. Did anyone have any requests in the chat?
I see Pengu in the chat. I don't know if we can consider that an altcoin, maybe more meme coin still.
Pengu? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I have Pengu somewhere
Pengu
here.
is very low cap.
Pengu's like a $1 billion market cap, right?
It's below 1 billion, I believe.
Okay, let's see.
It did launch around 1 billion or 2 billions, but it's went down a lot.
I'm just going through my motions right now. So if you're wondering how I come up with these lines, right? Basically, I call them like weekly, monthly, daily levels. And let's just go in the weekly. If you see two candles, one is up and one is down, then this junction here is a level for me. It's a weekly level. If it's like two candles of the same color, then you don't do that. You only do it for like one up candle, one down candle. So this one here is up, this one's down. So therefore, at the close of this one, opening this one, I put a yellow line, which is weekly level. And I do the same for daily candles as well. So you'll see here that this one is also an up candle. This is also a down candle. So therefore, I put a turquoise line there. I do not put a line if it has been touched already. So for example, I wouldn't put a turquoise line here. I wouldn't put a turquoise line here because this candle's already touched it. Once a line has been touched, I feel like it's weak, and therefore I don't want to use that in my analysis anymore. So what am I looking at here? So, we finally got this nice move up. It's like almost a 3x, actually, pretty good. And now we're kind of rejecting. I mean, my first thought is like, I wouldn't look for long until this daily level here, which is 0.662 at the minimum. But I would, if it goes there and it reacts well, I would long. If it doesn't react well, then I'd long at the weekly level down here, which is 0.4896. Let's look for some POC levels. So this is a TPO chart, if you guys are not familiar. And I basically use it to look for, so each one of these like things is a day, and the POC just stands for point of control. And it tells you at what price level was transacted the most volume at during that day. So for example, this day, which is Saturday, 26th of April, you can see that the POC level just here, that's a POC level. That was the price where we had the most volume at. And I want to find the naked ones, which means that the ones that have not been touched, right? So this is naked because after that day, price has not come back down to that level again. And also here as well. And that's important because the naked ones is like, if you imagine here, right? Some people might have shorted here, and then when price moved up, they're now underwater, and then when price moves down back to this level again, those guys will most likely close at break even. And when you close a short, you actually market longing, so it could provide a reaction for more upside again. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking at for now. I'll just copy this. Yeah, so once you have more lines, you can kind of see this zone right here, this like 7,000 to 6,000 zone. This probably looks like a good area to long. Just gives me more confidence when I see like this cluster, this area, this zone has more lines going on. Okay, I don't think there's any more chart requests, so I will hand it over to the other guys for some trenching.
Cool. Thanks for the analysis. Let's go ahead and pull up our LFJ page. Let's do a quick run through of what we currently have. Let me change there we go. So I heard, Fish, you said some of the Pope coins started moving last week. Because didn't someone launch like a big Pope coin? I don't know who it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, some of my Pope coins have like 10x, I think. Well, one of them has. But I think there was like one massive Pope coin that went to 500 million, didn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I feel like it got launched by someone. I don't really know what the thing is. I mean, this is looking great. I don't know exactly when we got in on this, but I think we got in probably in like
Yeah, this
in
is the
this.
one that I bought, and I'm up at least 8x, I think.
Damn, you got it down here, maybe. Yep, that's an
Yeah,
8x.
yeah.
Hot damn. That's a god candle if I've ever seen one. Where's the main Pope? I don't even know who this came from. This one. Holy damn, what a fucking candle.
From a cabal trying to make money.
That's crazy. So up to, I mean, in 1 hour or 2 hours, it went from launch to 450 million. That's crazy. Let me see what this one is on X. Oh, is the conclave about to start? Do they actually give their supply to the Catholic Church?
Do they have a wallet, like an official one, where you can give crypto?
35% total supply tracked wallet down below, distribution wallet, receiving wallet. So FPUW, let's see. I don't see it in the holders, but anyways, the big Pope coin not doing so hot, but the ones that we bid on stream, they're all trending up.
Yeah, I think the
So
latest poly market odds has Pietro Parolin as the front runner.
yeah,
And I
that's the
think
one that we
I
got.
think the reason why it pumped as well is probably because of the main Pope coin, but I'm just like going through Twitter right now. I think the conclave's about to start, right?
I think so. I mean, all of these are actually doing pretty well. Like every single one of these is up at least like a 2x since we got in on stream. And I bet if the conclave is actually going, I feel like these might actually catch more of a bid.
Yeah,
All right. How's the Black Pope doing? Is this guy?
They're
yeah,
all
that's
up.
him.
Damn, they're all doing super well.
Yeah, boys.
We should have sized up on this shit. All right, there's one more. Let's see what we got on Pizza Bala. This guy's got the best name, that's for sure.
How did we catch the good one for each pop?
I
Like they
know.
are launched by anybody, so
I know. All of them are doing. I think for all of these, we got the one that was like the oldest, pretty much.
yeah.
We didn't go in with much size for these trades, but I mean, all of them are up at least double what we got. So that's pretty good. That's what I think most of our portfolio right now is. I think I checked this one this morning. I don't remember exactly what this is. I think it has to do with like some haiku type something. I honestly think it might be worth just cashing out what little left we got on this. Social poetry. Yeah, some sort of haiku thing. I don't really know. I feel like probably doesn't have too much more legs, but let me see how much we even have in it. Yeah, it's $7. I think just get out of this one. Let's move on to better things.
We don't see your screen anymore.
Ah, sorry. All right, we're out of my coup. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna watch all these Pope coins. Easy access. Pope, Pope, and Pope. Thug Life. I think we missed our exit on this one. That was our exit pump. It is what it is. What else do we have this morning? What's new in the trenches? I think someone in our Discord called something. What was that, Nasta?
I think we've seen Gork last week, but I'm not sure we aped it.
No, I don't think we got in. I think this was already at like
20 or 30 millions, I believe.
I think it was at the same level as now. I feel like I remember
Was
seeing it
it?
at 50 million, yeah. So we might have seen it like at this top, and then it came all the way down to 16. And then didn't Elon change his profile
Yes.
picture to something like this?
Yes, he did. Like now he has the Gork PFP on Twitter, but he doesn't really have any impact anymore on meme coins. He used to have impact on billion market cap meme coins, but now you can't even move a 50 million meme coins.
I'm pretty sure. We'll check it in here, but we now have the ability to search for keywords in filters. So if you're trenching on LFJ, this will help you catch specific like narratives, metas, or whatever. I think I saw some Gork related ones earlier today in here, but nothing's looking too good right now. I think there's some like kind of like follow-up type ones that are trying to grab onto the Gork meta, but I don't see anything good. I think we also saw. Let's see how Boop is doing. So Boop's the coin for that new token launcher launched by Dingaling.
I have no idea how this is worth so much.
I think the float is like insanely low right now. Like
Yeah,
I
this
once
is like this is a massive crime, guys. This like you go on the website and I think the highest market cap coin is 6.6 million, and it goes 3.5, 1.2, and then 600,000.
yeah, that's pretty rough.
Top 10 orders got 95% of the supply, so you might have one contract, one that is the stacking contract, but for the others, I don't know what are those wallets.
I think we're gonna see this. I mean, if this was open to short somewhere, which low key it might be, I don't know. Like
I
if
was
you
about
go
to
on like
say that. It's like if this is shortable, I'm shorting it.
if you can go on like Mexi or something, like one of those like smaller exchanges that lists stuff pretty fast. I mean, this might be a great short. I mean, so for those of you who don't know, Boop basically airdropped a ton to like I guess traders on Solana, like meme coin traders on Solana, but to launch or to claim your airdrop, you had to launch a token, and then I think the success of your launch token will change the amount of time before you can actually get your airdrop. So for like let's say you launched one and there was like no success, I think you had to wait like 28 days, and then you can get like days subtracted for hitting certain market caps or whatever. So I mean, this launched 5 days ago or something. I think if I had to guess, by the end of May, this will be down to like, I don't know, 70 million market cap, 80 million.
Yeah, I mean, I would applaud them for their novel growth strategy. I think it's definitely different. I just think, we are working on something similar to Camille V2, and we had gone into a lot of, we do, look up all the pump fund competitors and see what they're doing. And we just feel like I really like what they're doing with their go-to-market strategy. I just feel like they are perhaps solving a problem that does not exist. That's my general take of it. Happy to be, wrong about that, but I think right now there's definitely a lot of KOLs involved, so it's hard to tell like what is, if they're just shilling or they actually mean what they say. Um, but yeah, I would not make any. It's just too hard to judge whether this will do well right now. But judging from their initial launches, I don't think that the token commands the FDV does right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think they the fact that they had a token is they were able to use it to flywheel growth a little bit. Like I think some of their features are quite similar to what we had in Token Mill V1, just we didn't have a token to offer up. But yeah, I kind of agree with your assessment. Like I don't really exactly see what their solution solves from the
Yeah, I mean,
token launcher narrative meta.
they because I got an allocation, not a big one, but it's like 20,000 boop, which is worth like 5,000. And I just launched it. I don't have any moral hangups about it. I just launched it, but I didn't tell anyone about it, right? I didn't say anything about the token, what's called, the CA, anything. And if that's the case and everyone will just do that, they will just claim their free money. And the whole point is like they launch these tokens by, Ansem and those big KOLs, and they actually shut it on the timeline and it just dominates the airwaves and suddenly everyone's talking about it. But unfortunately, it's just not, we're not seeing that right now. Like I'm just looking at some of the highest market cap coins, and yeah, it's like, yeah, some notable names, but it's not like you're reading about, pork on Twitter, and each of these individual coins have a lot of mind share. I think Suzu, for example, even created a coin. It's called Zoo, and I don't think he's been talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah, I think most people who are launching with the like huge allocations are they just want to claim the allocation.
Yeah, basically it.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think hopefully this maybe on like best case is just proving that there's appetite for a token launcher that offers something new and different, and hopefully
Well, I would
token or
say that
V2 is that.
the space is very lucrative for sure. Like you see how much money Pump Fund makes, right? And
Mhm.
therefore
Yeah.
everyone wants to come in and take some of that pie. Like even if you take 10% of that market share, it's massive. I think right now I saw some stats like they made something stupid like what was it 100 million last month alone, or even 80 million like in a month.
That is pretty insane. That is actually
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually quite interesting. I think the top the top protocols were Pump Fun, and I think Axiom was second. Axiom made 40 million, and third was Phantom Wallet. Yeah, Phantom Wallet
Really?
made 30 million just from swaps. Yeah, from being
That's
an
crazy.
aggregator. Yeah.
I'm surprised
So
that
when
many
people
people
when people
swap through the
ask us
wallet.
like when people ask us like why are you building all these features? I'm like, well, clearly this is like what the market wants and this is what they're paying for. We're here to make a business, which is why we're less concerned about liquidity now and more about getting actual users. This is where everything's heading towards.
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. In the meantime, as you were talking, I am clicking on some other stuff through LFJ, and it looks like Uno, the saved dog from the lab. Mr. Fauci's evil lab has finally been shut down. What the? I mean, anything that this woman says is batshit crazy, but I don't know what this is.
I think we've been so immune to crazy politics in the past few weeks. Like we just kind of like, yeah, whatever. This is normal now.
It really is, which is, I mean, it's crazy. It's great for the meme coin casino. They always have something new to talk about, but um, yeah, I don't know about that one. Let's see what else we got. This one, I was clicking through this while we were chatting. This one got called in the LFJ Discord this morning. Um, Farting autistic gorilla shark. Uh, I think this got called around 920, something like that, in Discord, and it's doing pretty well. It's got a decent looking community already for people posting about this on X. Pretty great art too, I got to say.
I still don't know what the gorilla thing's about.
Oh,
I'm
you
like
haven't?
still
Okay.
behind.
A gorilla.
So
Yeah, everyone's talking about the gorilla, like one versus a
One
hundred gorillas or something.
100 men versus a gorilla was winning.
yeah, someone
Yeah,
tweeted about this. 100. What do you think, Fish? 100 men versus one gorilla. Who's gonna win?
one gorilla for sure.
You think the one gorilla could take 100 dudes?
The gorilla is winning as well.
I think it depends. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I think I'll still bet on the gorilla. Gorillas are fucking massive.
I think it depends on maybe who your 100 men are, but like, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, right? You got like 100 military dudes or something. I think it's possible to take down a gorilla with 100 dudes. But you got to get dudes that have the balls to go fight a gorilla, you know. Like if you got 100 people who are scared to fight a gorilla, which, fair enough, then the gorilla's going to take them. That's my take, but I don't even know why. I feel like this is one of those things that like you're surprised that the internet hasn't already talked about this, sort of, but somehow it popped off. I wonder if I can find the original tweet. It looks like everyone's talking about it. This, I think, mainly outside of crypto Twitter. Oh my god. Was there not a runner from this on in the trenches?
We might have missed one. It gave the vibe of the Italian words.
Okay, watching this, maybe I changed my tune. Maybe the gorilla does have the the advantage. I guess I don't really know how, as a man, what you're gonna do to the gorilla that's gonna do anything, you know? I don't know what a gorilla feels like to punch, but I imagine you'll probably hurt yourself.
A gorilla is like 6 to 10 times stronger than a human. So with one hit, it can just crush everyone. But in the end, if you are able to run, you might be able to exhaust him and to win. But for a big loss,
Okay, now I'm like really I know we're not even really trenching anymore, but this is like I just want to know what's going to happen here. Okay, so I guess maybe maybe humans do have a chance. I have no idea. Did anyone drop any calls? I haven't been looking at chat. If you guys have any calls in the trenches this morning, let us know. We'll go take a look at them. I wonder if there was a gorilla runner. I feel like we missed something there. I mean, this autistic gorilla one is
What kind of like events do we have in the news cycle coming up? Let's see, famous birthdays or something.
I don't know. Let me just see what.
Mr.
I still
Beast's
think.
birthday on May 7th.
All right, so maybe keep an eye out for that.
I should buy a Mr. Beast. Is there a Beast coin out there? Let's see. All right, there's one at 42K. And actually, the chart does not look too bad. It got like a pump to 100 and something
Is it called
earlier
Mr.
today.
Beast?
It's called Mr. Least. Least with an L, and the description is called Hood Mr. Beast.
Okay, I see you.
They want to buy a bit just because maybe it'll pump on his birthday.
All right, we'll follow. Getting a little bit of Mr. Least. We'll see what happens. Oh, let's check out Neat, because that was the one that we sold last time. Okay, so far I think we might have actually exited at a good time. I think we sold around here. When was our last stream? Last Thursday, May 1st. I think we sold at the like 15 million mark or something. So it did go a little bit higher. But I mean, this one still actually looks quite good. This one could be a bigger runner, honestly. They just don't get that much. It's hard. I don't even know how to read the trenches on some of this stuff. Like, they're not getting like a crazy amount of engagement, but the chart looks great.
Most of them are just pumped by Cabal. They're just countering the supply and pump and dumping on everyone.
Yeah, in which case we sold at a good time. See, when this says communities unhinged in a good way, I'm like, where do I go see that? I mean, there are a decent amount of people tweeting about it. We'll keep watching this one. I'll add it back to the watch list. This one could be a decent cook. This might be the RFC or the what are some of the other ones that we saw that ended up running like crazy? Dark. There's some other ones I don't know. Stadium, 3 days. What is this? Stadium coin.
You said Uno, right? Uno is Uno the dog or something?
Yeah. We looked at it for a second.
It came up on the screener, that's why.
Yeah, there's, I guess, some dog released from a lab or something.
Well, what is Stadium Coin? This thing is pumping.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it right now. Inspired by
It's
House
like-
Coin.
Yeah, like one coin is worth a stadium or something.
Dude,
I don't know.
I completely switched off. What was House Coin about?
One house equals one house coin.
Is this the meme?
So this is the video from House.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Still planning to buy a house in this economy? $900,000 for a termite-infested shoebox? Wildfires, earthquakes, 8% interest rates. Housecoin isn't real estate. It's real escape. It's time to flip the market.
Nice.
Fuck Zillow. Fuck the boomers. Fuck realtors. Fuck property taxes. Don't get stuck paying.
So that's
Yeah,
House
that
Coin.
video is banger. That's funny.
Yeah. I don't really know about, I mean, I'm surprised Stadium Coin. This one feels like too much of a,
Dude, the chart looks like absolute crime.
100%.
You seen the chart? It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, this is like
Did a full round trip and then went back up again.
16 million to 5 to 16 again. Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
crime. I would not really be, I mean, the Stadium Coin one doesn't even look like it's a good meme. It's just trying to like catch on the hype, I guess. Housecoin, I think Housecoin, there's some drama about it yesterday, actually. Let me go back to.
I think
Oh,
I've
the
seen Sam
farting,
cheating
the
it.
farting autistic gorilla is trending. It's called fags for short.
Yeah, we were looking at that one too. Nas, did you know what the Housecoin drama was?
I don't really know. I think I've seen Ansem cheating it, and some people were cheating on the coin. So it was like KOL splitting between two coins.
Yeah, I'm
Have
pretty
you guys
sure
tried using the screener to look for runners?
that's what we do.
Like, what do you set your settings to?
Honestly, I don't really. Sometimes we'll set specific settings, but typically, I'll just come here. I'll usually just switch it to Solana only, and then go to like 4 hours, and then do volume and just kind of see. Honestly, I just simplify it to volume, and then I'll click in and then see if there's more to it. Like that's how I typically look at it. I think if you're trying to find those like really small cap ones, you got to be more granular with it, but okay. There's no way this has 7 million in volume. Let me go see on Trenches what's coming out on Launch Labs. The like Radium one. Oh, sorry, I forgot to change screen again. Nothing too great over here. All right, well, it looks like Pope is our successful buys for the past 2 weeks. We were honestly killing it the first couple streams. We were hitting pretty big winners each time. I think it's slowed down a little bit this past like week or two. Let me see. Let's check the LFJ Discord one last time and see if there's anything.
There's a new have you seen this one called Brutal
Brute.
Soul? It's actually a game apparently. First GameFi board game. It just bonded like 34 minutes ago.
This one, yeah.
Build your own blockchain empire. So look, roll the dice, mint cities. Oh, I think I know what this is.
Brute.
This is let me DM the people who I think it is.
Build community, sabotage your rivals, and dominate the board.
Because we got approached by a team that's well known, and they wanted to build the exact same thing. It's like a Monopoly game.
How do you like? Who are the players?
So let's see how to play. Go to how to play.
Is this on here or something else?
Well, go to the actual website.
The site. Okay.
Yeah, and then learn more. So roll the dice, move around the board, discover cities and special squares. Each roll advances your position, gives you different actions to take based when where you land. Claim ownership of cities by minting units. Yeah, this is very, very similar to what some guys were telling me about.
So you basically will roll to buy cities with the assumption that other people will roll and land on your city and have to pay a tax. It's interesting. I think I'd have to read like their whole.
So the one that I was thinking of is they wanted to create this game where every city is a meme coin. I can't remember. It was something like Monopoly. You roll a dice, you land on a square, you can buy a city, and it gives you, it's like turn-based buying of meme coins. All right. Anyways, I think I want to buy a little bit because why not? It's actually well, it looks like it's a proper game. Could be a rug.
All right, we'll follow. Might as well.
I did search on X though, and people are kind of talking about it. Yeah,
We picked
Ape
up a little
Brute, a
bit.
board game on Solana. That guy had 12K followers. Being shilled everywhere, 100K market cap out an hour. If you go to the little magnifying glass, Levi,
Yep.
you can see what people talk about it.
This could be interesting. I bought a little bit. I forgot to switch my screen before, but
Is it the one at 100K market cap?
Yeah, it's called Brute.
Buying over there.
Brutal Soul.
Oh,
I just
nice,
found it on the
nice.
screener. I use the screener and I just put in maximum 100K market cap and minimum 5,000 liquidity and minimum 10K volume.
yeah, I got a little bit of that one, so we'll see how that evolves. Hopefully this one kind of catches attention. I feel like it might. That seems like something that could. All right, I'm gonna pull up the Discord real quick. All right. Let's see if anyone's got anything in.
There's this one GVG, although the chart looks like it's been dumped already. It's Gork versus Grok. I think this meta's kind of dead though.
Yeah, I don't know about the Gork stuff. I feel like they might be pushing it a little bit. Trenches were active this weekend.
Yeah, we're getting a pullback now, so I think everyone's like trying to save their shackles.
Just gave a look at before GTA 6 and it went straight to zero.
By the way, you might have noticed, but in the Trenches features, we have more filters now. And we are making a bunch of, probably another 2 dozen UX improvements to the whole site.
Yeah, I'm gonna tweet something out about that today. So we got the big one, honestly, I think for the Trenches, the best. Well, for me at least. Maybe other people need other things, but the ability to put in a keyword in the Trenches, I feel like that's super helpful if you're trying to find something specific.
Yeah, you can do that now. Keyword search by keyword. I would
All
like
right.
to add like wallet tracking and signals. You know, like whale watch alerts and look on chain. People love that stuff.
Yeah, copy trading.
Yeah, not only copy trading, but like, you know, people like to know, oh, this guy is like peanut whale bought this token. And it just gives you an extra heuristic to start looking at different coins. Because sometimes trenching is a bit of a crapshoot, isn't it? You're like just basically, you know, randomly punting stuff, hoping that one of them will stick.
Yeah, it really is like that. All right. You guys good if we wrap there for today?
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat, guys.
All right. Thanks for joining. Anyone who is still watching the stream, thank you for joining us and watching us trench. Would love to know if you guys follow any of the calls that we make during stream. So join us in the LFJ Discord, discord.gg/LFJ. And yeah, it's been great. So that's fucking Joe. We'll see you on
That's
Thursday
fucking
for
Joe.
another stream.
See you guys.
All right. See you, everyone.